journalist was killed, and people said, oh no, here they go again. Then yesterday, that said journalist walked out into a news conference, and people were gasping, didn't quite understand what was going on. Julia McFarland with ABC News in London explains. Good morning, Julia.
Good morning, McGraw. How's it going?
Good. So what's the story?
Well, I've been reporting on this story for the last day or two, and honestly, every time I cover it, it does not make any more sense to me, no matter how often I repeat the story. But let me try, hear me out for a second.
Okay.
So what happened on Tuesday was, as you say, this story started out as any other, mysterious assassination of a prominent Putin critic. We've had several of these going on throughout the last couple of years, but what was extraordinary about this one was it took such a dramatic turn yesterday on Wednesday when this press conference, when, as you said, he himself, Arkady Babchenko, turned up alive, very much alive and well, at this press conference where everyone had been expecting to receive further details on the investigation into who had allegedly killed him. And what he said was, he said, hey, I'm alive, I'm well. I had to fake my own death because I was assisting the SBU, the Ukrainian Security Services, in a sting operation in order to thwart a plot to kill dozens of people in Ukraine, not just himself. And he paid tribute to his wife, who he says had no part in the plot. She was not aware of it. And the extraordinary thing was that his wife was the one who discovered him on Tuesday. She was alerted to the sound of gunshots outside their home in Kiev, in the Ukrainian capital. And she opened the front door to find the body of her husband drenched with blood. And the initial reports that we all saw from the local news agencies and even his colleagues at the TV channel where he had sometimes worked had said that he had apparently died on the way to hospital. So, really quite an extraordinary story when we think about the details of, the audacity of this hoax and this elaborate scheme to try and catch his killers, but also the severity of this, and particularly what must have been going through the mind of his wife, who for 2 days thought that her husband was dead.
What did they capture the guys? Did the sting work?
So Ukraine says it's detained someone over the murder plot. So they say that it was successful. They say that the man who they've detained had been ordered to buy weapons, including, according to the Reuters news agency, including 300 Kalashnikovs, grenade launchers, and explosives. So this is all coming from the SBU, and the general prosecutor appeared alongside Babchenko in the news conference yesterday, saying that it was necessary to fake his death so that the organizers of the plot to kill him would believe that they had successfully carried out his assassination.
So you're telling me that this guy, this journalist, faked his own death, poured blood all over him, and then had his wife find him, and so while she's screaming, he's faked his death while lying there on the ground?
I mean, all of yesterday, I was just trying to compute the details in this story, as I'm sure journalists in so many newsrooms around the world, trying to make sense of this. One thing I noticed that was quite amusing was the homepage of CNN.com ran a big picture of Babchenko with just 2 words in big capital letters. He's alive, ? And I think, frankly, they just summed up how we were all feeling trying to inform our audiences about what on earth was going on with this story.
Julia McFarland, ABC News correspondent in London. Thanks for the insight. Have a good day.